Two young guns do battle with one another on planet Zebes that has been all sorts of jumbled up like a puzzle piece. It's their jobs to get through the jumbled puzzle and to get off the planet before it explodes. I'm WXFan21, joined by the one, the only Spiffy Thomas. What's up, buddy?
What's up? What's up? How you doing out there, Metroid fans? You guys ready to see number 2 seed Osse and Anfunny? I actually go head to head. I'm very curious about how this is going to turn out because the band pick choices were indeed mind-boggling for me.
Stuff we will go over in just a little bit. So Spiffy the Hair Thomas with us. I gotta say, a bunch of dapper people here. We had Nito's dapperness. We got Spiffy the Hair Thomas with us. We got these two dapper gentlemen. My thinning hairline. No, I'm kidding. We got NN hanging out with us as well, who's been the true MVP of this entire tournament.
A lot of tracking by NN. Really showing up with these. Ooh.
That's an interesting find.
Now, what's interesting is Auntie's sprite. He is the baby himself. He's a Metroid.
Metroid's in Metroid mode. Let's go.
So you see Osse there kind of shaking his head. I'm wondering, because due to the picks of and bans of this matchup here, we have Osse is the higher seed, so he chose first. He decided to veto first and decided to ban double suit. Now, right after that, Anfunny decides to ban Gravity 9+1 right after that. So they're both in the like mind that they don't want Gravity first. Now, they've already found a suit, so like maybe he's a little concerned about having a suit so early in the game, and this is definitely going to be an interesting matchup for sure.
It's going to be fun. And we'll just get this joke out of the way with now. Apparently, the last Metroid is not in captivity, because Osse's playing as the last Metroid in the galaxy, apparently, the baby Metroid. Even though we know that was still one of the weirdest lines, because plenty of Metroids actually on Zebes, but nevertheless,
The baby.
Varia start with Morph. Pretty interesting to get things going. And Osse's going to go check what the Edakun's item is, and finally a little bit of route divergence. Anfunny is going to head for the map, while Osse goes and picks up whatever item this is, and it's a Supers.
And regardless of what that item is, it's going to be useful. Yeah, it's going to be useful for sure.
So that's Metroid Room 4. We got Sky Missile Major, Mission Impossible Major, Terminator Major. It's Norfair Reserve Major, so a lot of early majors here, and that Varia making a lot of sense here early on.
And now Osse's got to be very careful here. He's running out of power bombs. He's got no way back down currently. And maybe he just doesn't quite remember that the map is at the top, so he's going to have to be careful here. And Funny knows there's going to be X's and majors all around. He's quickly making the round here. Okay, so Osse finds a nice farm room.
As one of the creators of Map Rando, he don't need no stinking maps.
He doesn't need the maps, but it's definitely definitely a welcome addition to this thing. As you can see here, Osse already in a bit of trouble. Oh no, he takes the soft lock by falling into the sand. That's tragic.
F.
Did we get an F in chat for Osse over here? Map Rando Logic developer.
Spin. We got an F and apparently a salute. Interesting. So, that Terminator Major is free. Probably going to be some sort of nothing. Watch it end up being Spring Ball.
So here's an interesting thing. Is we see Anfunny kind of going up and down, back and forth quite a few times. Maybe he didn't quite have the supers to open the door. No, he didn't. He actually got the map before he got the first super pack. That is, I do remember that now. So he's trying to.
Ooh.
figure out a way to get around and grab everything efficiently. Unfortunately, he didn't quite have the supers to do so. Osse now retracing his steps, making his way back up Green Star Shaft.
All right, Spiffy, let me ask you this question, because I know my answer. We have one of the 4 Metroid rooms already found, Metroid Room 4. We know Room 4 has 3 Metroids in it. The Racers have a power bomb pack. They got 5. Are you gonna risk your only explosives right now to go?
Absolutely not.
And go beat those Metroids? I would.
Absolutely not. And here's why. You actually don't have a way to get there.
Oh, it's Pants Room. I didn't even realize it was locked right now.
Well, in hindsight, there is a way to get there, but that is a very tragic loop. So if you take Pants Room from right to left, you can go down, but then that results in a Crocomire fight as well. That is your only exit at that point. Not only is it slow and out of the way, they have a lot of things that they can obtain first. Plus, with their limited resources of only 5 supers versus Croc, that is tragedy. A 5 super Croc is incredibly slow. And very heavily reliant on RNG.
But Anfunny has Charge Beam.
Oh, that's true. They do have charge now.
Now, there
Osse
is the double Meridia doors, though. So, we know Charge is Mission Impossible. We haven't seen what the Norfair Major is. What? If that Norfair Reserve is Grapple, does that just kind of make things a little bit more interesting to go to the Metroid room?
I would say not, because even with Grapple to break that block, you don't have a way to actually break the water line and wall jump up.
Right. You would be banking on gravity, space jump, ice beam, something to get back up. I don't even think Puyo Ice Clip is even in logic.
Without X-Ray and Ice and Morph, all 3 of those items, it is not in hard logic.
All right. That's Grapple! I called it!
You called it. You called the Grapple Beam.
I really think the Siege is going to force them to go to that Metroid room.
I think so. Neither of them wants to leave it behind either. It's just so conveniently placed right there. But if I were in their shoes, Osse going up to Criteria. He's leaving it behind. A spicy choice. A very spicy choice. Anfunny's trying to make his way around to figure out a way to get these Metroids out of the way. A singular pack of missiles, anything of the sort. The charge beam definitely makes it faster as well. And Osse hath returned.
There's nothing to the right side of Norfair at all, not even a connector. Not that you can get to any of it without Speed Booster. So to me, it's saying we need to go one-way Pants Room. Oh, there you go. There's your safety net. You just got extra PBs.
Extra PBs are always nice without bombs.
To me, it's saying one-way Pants, go to the Metroids. That we're either getting some sort of progression in Meridia, or Sky Missiles is gravity, or space jump.
I think it's still a little too early to say that Sky Missiles is going to be something that big. I'm kind of leaning towards... Yeah, I'm thinking more of a... Ooh, spicy choice. I'm thinking high jump. There's enough water around to warrant high jump.
Yeah,
not quite enough to warrant gravity, though.
I can see that. Osse already knows he can't use that save station. And I'll tell you why. He has no way of getting back to Pants Room right now. Anfunny is just screw attacking every one of these platforms just because he can.
He's trying to find his way back up, but
attack.
It's tragic.
It's our first missile pack, Anfunny.
Yeah, Anfunny really showing that he wants those missiles.
Okay, that's Metroid Room 4 down. For those of you just tuning in, I'm WXFan21, joined by Spiffy the Hair Thomas and NN on tracking. How we're marking objectives is via the KPDR method. Grade, Fantoon, Dragon, Ridley. The way the developers intended you to run this game. So, we're gonna go mark them as Metroid Rooms 1 to 4. Kraid, Fantoon, Dragon, Ridley. Kraid is Metroid Room 1, Fantoon, Metroid Room 2, so on and so forth. Beautiful croc fight from Osse and finds another E-Tank.
A clean fight.
Very nice.
You see Osse actually waiting a minute there before returning to get to the platform. Now, he is the Map Rando Logic developer. He knows that if you return too quickly, the cutscene where Croc is kind of bouncing up and down in the acid produces a lot of lag frames. That's why he did not return at once. He waited until those frames, that cutscene is over, and then came back.
And
just a small optimization.
Yeah, no, that's phenomenal. That's exactly what I thought he was doing to begin with. Anfunny was trying to farm as many PBs as possible. And here we go. Sky missiles. Major. What is it going to be? Now, nobody's got a good way of getting there, so Osse's going to have to do this the old-fashioned way. Hang out.
The intended way.
Yeah. Hang out on these flying, bug-like looking things. Whatever. The platforms. That sprite has got no legs. Just look at how it's floating.
And there's the high jump boots.
Go. Spiffy and I each with one apiece on the correct items.
I didn't realize it was a competition, but since we're here,
hey, why not? It just proves, Spiffy, that the racers need to listen to commentary more often.
I did commentate for Gameaholic versus Cruel Beans and completely blessed Gameaholic that one match. Match 2. I remember that. You remember that.
That was fun. Cruel Beans remembers that,
way.
Don't you, Beansy? Beans remembers that so well, he's going to get custom light tubing to go on his back wall. That's just going to say save early, save often. He's then going to have in his Twitch chat a way to change the colors on the wall, to change that entire sign throughout the whole thing. And maybe we'll give him a 3D printed morph ball as well, since he never got it in that race. Should give one to Nevdi while we're at it. Oops, did I say that?
Can I get a Nevdi morph in chat, please?
Nevdi morph? What?
Yeah. Anfunny clearing his Metroid Room 4. Looked like he was in a bit of trouble, but he actually was not. He knows that when you are spinning in the air with screw attack, even with the Metroid attached, they do 0 damage. So he very calmly laid those power bombs and started using the screw attack to prevent extra damage. Moving right along for Osse, he's into Meridia. What Logic looked like it wanted him to do. With high jump, though, he can't actually go up Main Street, so his loop is looking a lot less likely. This is interesting. He actually doesn't have a way back right now. As you know, well, I don't quite remember the Norfair map very well, but there might be a way from the bottom of West Ocean to the top in Norfair itself. Ooh, hello, Metroid Room 2. Another Metroid objective found, and Metroid Room, whatever, that could be 1 or 3. 2 Metroid rooms in Meridia. Also with a lot of majors around. Not necessarily something he wants to see with Metroid's no objectives. Or Metroid's no Mother Brain 2. Osse taking the dangerous grapple jumps there with those snails in the way. They will definitely try to get in your way.
Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with what Osse's doing, this is a piece of logic called grapple jumping. And it's a tech that's not in logic. It's a very hard trick, and thus in very hard logic.
Osse gonna take his time to trying to find that ice beam, maybe make these kills a little easier. Finds the plasma instead, decides to keep it.
Yep.
Anfunny onto the high jump boots. Interesting choice. Anfunny looks like he's going to be following Osse's footsteps? Maybe not. Decide to go against it. Interesting. Perhaps Anfunny is now wanting to go to Criteria. He did not peek it earlier like Osse did, so he has no information on what Criteria might hold. Osse turned around immediately back at that time when he went up there. He returned with an extra pack of power bombs, but it looked like he couldn't really progress further than that. Yep. Osse trying to produce some underwater wall jumps. Wasn't quite able to do it. He's wondering now what he should do. And off to Criteria Anfunny goes. The ship. That is actually a very good find. He doesn't know how many Metroids are here. There could be upwards to 1. Osse has found 3. And Spring Ball. Interestingly enough, with this newly found Spring Ball, he can now ascend Main Street with no problems at all, completely in hard logic. This might look like a one-way obtainable, but surely it is not, because I'm assuming there was a route from the bottom of West Ocean back to the top in Norfair itself. If there isn't, then this would be technically a one-way obtainable Spring Ball, and he skipped a logic step, perhaps even Grandpa's here.
There were 3 ways from Meridia into Norfair.
I see.
There was 2 to the southwest, so 1 by West Ocean, and I think 1 south of West Ocean. And there was 1 way before that you could loop back if you could get there. And that was north of West Ocean. So there's definitely a way back for Osse. Question is can he find the right connector?
Anfunny takes a reset. Seems to be running into the same troubles Osse was earlier.
Or supers.
Another pack of supers for Osse in the room I like to call Biggest Pinkus.
There you go. 20. We have no Zeb. I'm just trying to do math to see if there's a way to say Osse's in go mode. I think he still needs a couple more ammo packs or a way to Zeb skip.
Yeah, I would say I'd say that's accurate. Some more ammo would be nice, but he can always refarm. It's a tragic refarm with only 15 and 10, but it is possible.
That's right, chat. Biggest Pinkus. What are you going to do about it? Nothing! Deal with it. So now Anfunny's finally going to make his way to Meridia.
Not before grabbing this pack of missiles, though. Remember, we only need to defeat Mother Brain 1 with Metroid objective. So health and extra ammo is not necessarily the problem. Just getting to the glass and breaking it's the only thing.
You got it.
However, that also means Charge Beam is relatively useless in this game mode.
Unless you have to force clear a boss.
Unless you have to force clear a boss. But even then, the only one that really requires charge, and only conveniently, is Ridley.
That's fair. I don't know how Osse did those underwater wall jumps with that sprite.
It's all muscle memory at this point.
Pretty much. Okay, it's Metroid Room 3.
Metro Room 3 with 3 Metroids in it. Now cleared. 3 out of 4 Metroid rooms completed for Osse. Still no information on where Mother Brain is, though.
Nope. That's info we do not have, and that could take a good chunk of time to find. We just don't know yet.
Osse here looking at grabbing these extra majors over here. Probably gonna end up looking for a way to Zeb skip. Ice or speed, preferably ice. Finds neither. Wave and space jump.
Wavy beam.
Best beam. For map Rando.
Dun 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 dun.
You know, the chat's onto something. If he has to destroy all the Metroids...
Why are you encouraging chat? Don't do that. Then we're gonna be in trouble this entire best of 3. I'm kidding. Chat, I'm kidding. Please don't leave.
Welcome on in, Raiders from SpeedGaming 2.
So what's chat on to? What's chat on to there, Spiffy?
I was wondering, if the objective is to destroy all the Metroids, would Osse have to destroy himself at least once before he beats the game?
Ooh, that's a good question. Does the reset he took earlier constitute as that?
I guess that counts. That might count, I suppose. Osse goes down with this ship.
All of a sudden, Samus pops out of the Metroid costume.
Reset. Osse decides against that one and then takes the reset.
If Osse goes down with the ship, does that mean Anfunny automatically wins?
Nah, surely not.
Okay. Ponder on that one, chat. If he never escapes the planet to live to fight another day, or Samus never escapes the planet to live to fight another day, does that mean Samus actually wins?
Excellent question. One I don't have an answer to.
As Zenny says, it's not over until Samus is on the ship. Great idea for a shirt, by the way. Shout out to Zenny.
And for those who don't or aren't in the know, Zenny, the new 80% world record holder.
That's right.
New as of February 1st, I believe. So Osse made some questionable resets here. I'm not exactly sure what his thought process is. We're going to have to keep track of that later. I'll ask him.
Anfunny done with Metroid Room 2. Anfunny, if you get any closer to your screen, I'm going to start calling you Rops. For those that don't follow Counter-Strike, Rops is a pro Counter-Strike player who literally is like inches from his computer monitor when he plays.
But he's a pro. If it works, it works.
Hey, ever since he joined Team Vitality, they haven't lost once yet this year at tournament, so they just keep winning.
All he does is win.
That's right. Aw, the baby Metroid's following the snail.
Yep, so we got rated by SpeedGaming 2 just a little bit ago. For those who are now joining in, we have Osse, who is the second seed, going head-to-head. Head-to-head against, oh, actually,
31st
what seed
seeded
is
Anfunny.
Anfunny? 31st, huh? Really? I feel that's like a little low for him. I expected him to be more like 25.
Yeah, there's the gravity suit, by the way.
And there it is. He's not
So
necessarily
Anthony-
happy, but yeah.
Yeah. Anthony played one game in season 2, and that's how these rankings were set. He only played one map rando race, and that's why he's a little bit lower.
That makes more sense. And Funny coming across the speed booster. Something that Osse actually skipped, didn't he? Yes, he did. Osse trying to calculate. Double suits makes us pretty free, but double suits is exactly the category that he wanted to ban.
Nope.
I still think Osse's quite a bit ahead, but it really just comes down to luck at the moment. He's taking a lot of blind checks here.
Osse, one of the favorites to win this tournament. Outside of my co-commentator.
Oh, I didn't know Nitro was here.
Hey, Nitro.
Second seed.
And Nitro's still looking for creative ship.
Good information there. Found Mother Brick.
Big info. No, Nitro's still looking for crate and wreck ship. That's all.
All the memes. We gotta love them.
Listen, you all do it for these races. They will become memes. Right, Beans? Huh? I keep giving Beans so much crap.
Trouble.
Yeah, that too.
The baby.
Into Torian for Anfunny.
Finds his way into... Ooh, this is troubling. Because he skipped out on Brinstar straight to Torian, he's gonna miss out on Gravity for some while now. Giving Osse yet another advantage.
Osse double reverted.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Again.
I wonder why.
Well, he's got the Gravity and the Mother Brain information.
Yeah, so I'm guessing he just says he doesn't need Gravity. We're going, we don't need Gravity. Well, when you know as many tricks as Osse, Gravity actually just slows you down.
That's fair.
I remember. Oh, Anfunny gonna pull out some expert tech here. The double spring ball jump.
Chat saying that the map was speed locked.
Ah, interesting. Oh, he's gonna make his way to Norfair.
Nice double spring for Anfunny.
First try. Interesting choice. He doesn't check the major that he skipped in Meridia itself. He goes to a whole new region.
Looks like Osse said to the Torian, "Hi, Kraid." Oh, and Kraid's guarding the map.
Not going to Torian. He's gonna take the safety save first so he can revert perhaps. Smart choice.
Nicely done. Nice quick Kraid kill from Anfunny. Nice ammo. Alright, let's see. Does Torian have anything of importance? Metroid Room 1 is the last thing we're looking for, and it has nothing. Ooh! A
not quite.
and wreck ship.
Yeah, not quite nothing there. That wreck ship could be where that last Metroid Room is.
Possible. We've seen how many times recently over the past week in this tournament, Spiffy, wreck ship having progression or an objective more often than not.
I think that's going to be another meme. We just had a pickup race a couple hours ago where wreck ship seemed to be the questionable choice, and you know, people are saying you should go to wreck ship, and people are saying you shouldn't go to wreck ship, and it's a pretty even split on where you should go.
Tickles says gonna change it to stack ship. For all changing of area names, please contact your local DR Force agent. Gear
Alright, so
Force
Osse
even a
now-
thing anymore?
Deer Force? Yeah, I'm sure they're still around for something.
You ever see a Metroid swinging around on a grapple beam?
Well, you have now.
Oh, it looks so weird.
Oh, Osse, sorely regretting his choice to reset gravity now.
Speed booster. Anfunny has found speed. Oh, hi! It's Yapping Room. I mean, the map's right there for the wrecked ship. I would go for it if I'm Anfunny. Into Yoink Room with the Yapping Maws.
A very clean double spring ball from Osse.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't even convinced he got that second jump, but he got it all right with full confidence.
Oh, hang on. My bad. Bombs was the item in Green Hill Zone. Speed was at the start.
Was that the
What?
well,
Osse
speed was
left
in the
at
bottom.
start.
No, speed was at the bottom of Meridia. It's the one, I think that's the only major that Osse skipped in Meridia. It's the one he's looking for.
And everyone's
tragic.
favorite beam, the X-ray beam. Alright, there's a Torian map for one Mr. Osse. Anfunny looking for that spring ball jump. Oh, bonk. Can I get a bonk in chat, please? Thank you. And he
Maybe
get
I
it
wonder
this time.
how tired
Oh,
Osse is.
he had the curve, but went down.
Oh. Looks good. Looks good.
Bonk.
Oh.
Maybe take high jump off.
He doesn't want to, but looks like he's going to resort back to the IBJs. In a tournament match against the Osse, this has to be one of the most frustrating moments for Anfunny. You're going against the man who develops and inputs the logic for these seed generations. The man who was runner-up in the first tournament and is second seed in this one.
Kyle. Osse's just the face of Map Rando. I mean, let's face it.
Eddie wants to be the face, but it's really Osse.
I thought Eddie was washed. Oh no, Eddie cheats. Oates is washed. My bad. I'm kidding.
Got it in one.
If you are not part of their streams, you have no idea what those jokes are. This is crazy. Osse's already played catch up. But then again, Anfunny struggled to get that spring ball jump.
The few times we love having space jump. You can't be underestimated how convenient space jump is, and screw attack together with it.
Agreed.
Oh,
Nothing
he
in
finds
Ooh, there's a major there, and there's the revert.
a singular major. He's gonna skip it, even though he's looking for speed. He's gonna skip it.
Don't you shake your head at wreck ship, Anfunny.
Ooh, Anfunny. I think he's gonna commit and go for it. There was no save though, so he has no idea when the last time he saved. I have no idea when the last time he saved.
I don't know either. I think it's been a while since he saved.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get that T-shirt branded pretty soon. Put a trademark on it. Save early, save often. You're gonna have to start giving those out.
All right, I'm half serious and half joking about this. Viewers, if I created a save early, save often T-shirt, would you all buy it? And I might put proceeds towards the next tournament.
I'm seeing yeses.
Yeah.
I'm seeing yeses.
Spiffy's laughing because he's like, oh boy, there's more money involved than last time. Let's go. And we have been given thumbs up on it. Oh, I'll make Cruel Beans model it.
Anfunny in a little bit of trouble here. He has high jump, but just very tragic and very slow. Osse committing to find the other Metroid, the last Metroid room, before going down to Mother Brain. He's committing to it. Anfunny, not happy with his choices. Let's see his face when he realizes it's nothing important.
Ice Beam.
Oh, that is very convenient. Not necessary at this point, but very convenient.
That would have been nice to find 20 minutes ago.
Exactly.
So we have some yeses, some nos. I've thought about it.
So Anfunny, kind of in a world of hurt right now. He is extremely far away from where he needs to be.
Yep.
Ooh, he's gonna try and pull out the spring ball jump tech. Not quite familiar with the run through jumps. Well, he might be giving it a shot. I think Osse's onto something here. He knows he can get back.
Remember, Osse's already
Mr. Logic.
found
I wrote the
gravity.
book on Logic. Yeah, he did reset that gravity suit. Not a
Osse
choice I
wrote
would have
the-
made considering how much
Osse
world
wrote-
is left in this.
Osse wrote the book on Logic, and Sam did the videos on it.
Oh, tragedy strikes. It's
What
not
is it
there.
with these baby criterias recently?
Now he knows, without a doubt in his mind, he needs Speed Booster. But will he see it on the Meridian map? Will he see it? There it is. He sees it.
Ta-da!
That also means that the remaining Metroid room unaccounted for is also in North Fair.
Hooray!
Or Brinstar. Brinstar. Sorry, Brinstar.
Yay! So a good question from chat for me. What's the WX and WX fan stand for?
Mm.
It's an acronym for weather. Back in college, I wanted to be a meteorologist.
Ooh.
And when I was competing in an online weather prediction, like not like a tournament, but like a game, WX Fan 21 was the tag I used to compete in that game. And I love it because now I get to have like it's a cool name. People get to ask. I get to share what I did back then, and I've been building it ever since.
It's a nice
There you
opener
go.
for sure.
Thanks, Ed.
I'm waiting for the-
that.
Just so you guys know, I don't know if you guys ever tuned into Osse's stream. He's got a mean poker face. He's been a lot more. He's showing a lot more right now. But he has a very mean poker face when he plays.
Don't forget, this is Osse's first official games here in the tournament. Anthony already
is.
played round one.
On the other contrary to that, Anfunny has all the time in the world to prepare, but Osse's been so busy trying to set up these tournaments. Not only is he Map Rando Logic developer, he's also one of the tournament admins.
That is factually correct. And I am contractually obligated to say at least one nice thing about all admins at every single thing.
I'm glad I'm not under contract, considering that the other two admins are Eddie and Nevdi. Oh man, he's got that poker face, but he probably knew it was already there. He ran across bombs. He skipped one major.
Chad asks, who's the number 1 seed? It's Eddie.
It is Eddie.
Osse, the number 2 seed. Nitro, the 3. Spiffy's
Goats and
actually the
goats.
number 0 seed. Spiffy's already won this tournament. The rest of the racers just don't realize it yet.
Oh, 0. I thought that meant I was disqualified.
Nope, that means you're better than Eddie. Hey, if basketball players could have a 0 on their jersey, why not you?
There. Osse swiftly making his way back to probably that gravity suit and then the map. By process of elimination, he is definitely done. He knows exactly what he needs to do. Anfunny is still struggling to get out of this without any kind of water or any kind of space jump, no gravity.
It's definitely tough. I mean, this is an easy... Okay, there you go. I was going to say, just spring ball jump it. You know, watching a lot of Anthony's practice runs, I feel like, to me, he should be nailing this underwater movement, but I can probably see that this is weakest. So, the bands...
It's the pressure.
That too.
It's the pressure.
It is tournament pressure. The bans were as follows. Osse banned double suit. And Anfunny then banned Gravity 9+1. So this is Anthony's pick. Metroids. The Metroids objectives with no Mother Brain 2. Osse picks next. Really wouldn't surprise me to see Varia plus movement next.
Well, Rainian got the right of it. Osse's probably feeling the heat right now. He could have got speed so much earlier, decided to skip it. But now he knows he needs it, and he finds it in what is essentially the last location. It could have been much worse. It could have been in Wreck Ship. And I bet he was kind of sweating that decision. However, well, you see a little bit of head shaking from Osse. What happened? He has all the moving he needs. Nothing is stopping him from getting around now.
Okay. Folks, it's not just you. My stream just crashed.
Yeah, Twitch seems to be having a little bit of issues. If you give it a pause, give it a play. I know you probably can't hear me, but give it a pause, give it a play, see if that fixes things for you.
Anfunny now getting done with Metroid Room 3 a lot faster because of that ice beam. Also, nice SpongeBob reference there, Twitch chat and Spiffy. Someone about needing it. I need it!
Glad I could provide an unintentional reference.
Absolutely.
Anfunny finding that space jump.
And you know, Anfunny probably thinking to himself, that would have been nice to have like 10 minutes ago.
Exactly. They both got the Meridian map. You cannot discount how fast, how much time these movement items, space jump, screw attack, all these movement items, high jump, can save you, especially if you get them early. And by early, I mean like 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Because more likely than not, when you have 4 objectives, these games are going to go 45, 50 minutes long. Minimum.
Yeah. All right, Spiffy, let me ask you as we get to the map and we find out where Metroid Room 1 is. I want to pick your brain. If you're Anfunny, and likewise if you're Osse, what is going through your mind if you're each one of these racers? Just the way the seed is played out, the issues that they've had, and oh jeez, Metroid Room 1 way over there.
But so that's exactly what he needed.
Kind of curious what your mind would be.
The same with these 2 runners right now. I am so far behind, this is unbelievable. I can't believe the other person isn't finished yet. That's exactly what both these guys are going through right now. You can just tell. Anfunny goes all the way to Wreck Ship and finds ice. Osse goes all the way to Wreck Ship map and then just resets.
Yep.
Knowing that he skipped speed in Meridia. Anfunny also knowing that he hasn't saved in what seems to be 5 million years after he got that Wreck Ship map.
You're not wrong. But again, like, to me, Anfunny knowing the competition he's up against, to be able to say, you know what, I'm throwing caution to the wind. Don't care. Not wasting the time with a save if I don't have to early on. I'm just going for it.
But you have to be careful
by another save room.
You have to be careful.
I agree with you. I 100% agree with you.
These save rooms, they often are, more often than not, They'll save you time rather than cost. I've mapped it out. It takes, if you run by a save room just like Anfunny did, with the sped up door transitions, okay, and that sped up saving animation, it takes approximately 7.5 seconds off the path just to get a save, and that is including both door transitions and the save transition and cutscene itself. 7 seconds is all it costs you. It could potentially save minutes.
Yep.
Tickles in the chat got it right as well. Ironically, speed not needed if you just blinded it.
Yeah.
Listen, Tickles, we can't all be Nevdy, all right?
Hey, and then it seems like something happened to Anthony's side. Would you mind putting the delay back on, please?
Oh yeah, I see that.
Anthony's stream froze, and this is the first time I've ever seen this happen. The delay that we manually input was removed, which is really strange. So
Osse missing the speed skip. Decides to just go for the ammo. Maybe he's feeling a little bit under the pressure.
Thank you, NN. Can we get some shoutouts to NN, please? Doing a great job tracking, pushing the buttons behind the scenes.
Oh, Osse, never mind. Take that back. Yes, massive shout out to NN. Osse realizes that there was a ammo refill there. He realized that, so he just went ahead and after he missed a speed skip, blew all the Zebatites away. He knew there was an ammo refill. Smart choice. And funny. About to find some tragedy up in Criteria.
Yeah. I mean, I think Anfunny feels lost at this point. Alright, folks. Exclamation point R on the Twitch chat to follow the racers. Exclamation point C to follow the commentary and tracking team. This is a back-to-back-to-back. So,
Minute 50?
Don't go anywhere.
Ooh, 225.
I'm right, I forgot no Metroid Room 2, so I was gonna delay it, but yep. Or Mother Brain 2. Sorry, chat. 2 minutes, 25 seconds. If you guessed it in your mind, congratulations, you win.
You also win imaginary cookies this time. We didn't get the bet out in time.
I keep saying the cookies thing. Now I want to go to Costco and get some white macadamia nut cookies. Costco, I'm just saying, if you're listening, can you please just get us... I know we have all the chocolate chip ones and we have the variety pack. Can you just give us what the people want? Give us all the white macadamia nut cookies. That's all I'm saying. Walranium, I thought that said Anfunny hasn't set food in Brinstar. Clearly my mind's on dessert right now.
He has been to Brinstar very, very briefly. Brinstar also had a connector to Torian, though, and he elected to take that Torian all the way to the wreck ship before going back to Brinstar.
I just want to give a shout out to both racers. We have seen some really cool out-of-logic tech that both of them executed. We've seen some expert logic, right? We've seen the grapple jumps, we've seen the double spring ball jumps, and Spiffy, I'm sure you can attest to this. Neither one of those tricks are easy to pull off.
They're really not. They're definitely not. It looks easy, but let me tell you now, it ain't easy. Okay? You have to make sure that you jump at the right time, you pause at the right time, you have to delay your pause in time, you have to make sure you jump before you pause again. I could go on. It's difficult.
Very tough to do. But yes, we talked about favorites earlier in all seriousness. Eddie's definitely a favorite. Spiffy, Osse, Oats, Nitro, Zeb, the defending champion. These are the top runners for a reason. But the beauty of this tournament is that there will be a silver bracket and a bronze bracket. We're going to have 3 winners in this tournament. A gold bracket winner, a silver bracket winner, and a bronze bracket winner. So the purpose this was set up to give racers of all skill levels the capability of, hey, if you can run hard tricky, you want to compete in this tournament, you're more than welcome to do so. And there are still so many opportunities to be able to pull off anything and everything with this tournament. But speaking of favorites, The baby Metroid has won. I mean, Osse's won game number.
The baby
Takes Anfunny's mode pick away from him. G's and congratulations to Mr. Osse. The official time was 49 minutes flat.
Very respectable time. Imagine though, if he found that speed early. If he didn't skip that Meridius speed, he went on straight on the Brinstar, would have found that Brinstar map, and would have found that last Metroid room immediately, as well as Mother Brain. This honestly had the potential to be like a 32-minute seed.
It did, but instead we got a 49-minute seed. But with that being said,
them's the breaks.
With that being said, we are going to take a quick break. And when we return, we'll be back with Osse's mode pick right after this.
Little did they know that they were right on the money where they needed to be. They just didn't quite commit to the blind.
Yep. Let's see if this is any different.
Divergence already. Osse goes up and right, Anfunny goes down. Finds the morph ball. Orb. Oh, Anfunny, that's a spicy play right there. Oh, decide to get it. Oh, you gotta go for the morph, Anfunny.
Funny Pants, what are you doing? Come on.
Anfunny.
You know where morph is! What are you doing? I quit.
This is, I'm gonna have to mark this one down.
I quit. Absolutely quit. And N's not here doing his job. Anfunny can't do his job. These racers have already given up morph ball. Commentary's in shambles less than a minute in. No, I'm just kidding. Osse using the chair sprite. I feel like it's one Osse uses quite frequently.
Yeah, Anfunny just might not know his in logic. Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of. Anfunny just let it slip his mind that he can get that and get out. Osse, well on his own way, going down a rabbit hole that did not lead to morph. Both these players in a very precarious situation here.
I don't understand. If you find morph, why do you not just go get it?
The only thing I can think of is that
they found there's no majors yet. We found morph, but Anfunny gave it up.
I don't think Anfunny knows that it's in logic. Osse's breaking logic.
Oh, Osse.
There it is. He's out of logic. He's going to go ahead and get this map. It is very, very good map. Now he has information of where that morph ball is.
Anfunny, get it. Anfunny.
Osse resets and grabs morph. Osse in the lead. Anfunny is going to be in a lot of trouble. Osse clearly demonstrating that he knows logic like the back of his hand. But that logic right there, folks, is 100% in hard. You just gotta grab the ball and get back out. Find his explosives. Gonna go ahead and go down to the vanilla charge location for yet another major item, I believe.
2 minutes and 40 seconds later, Anfunny finally realizing that he had morph ball to get this started.
There it is, Anfunny. He knows. Where are you going? Go up.
Does he think he can't get back up? I'm so confused. Oh, the nerves are getting to him right now.
I think so too.
I think the nerves of the race is getting him. Meridia has nothing. Holy moly, dead ends on the south. Anfunny is going to go nowhere.
One more major. This is the crazy part about this, is that with that morph ball and getting those power bombs, the map is completely obtainable. Oh, he gets bailed out though. He's going to be fine. He's going to be fine.
Note to self. Email Anfunny very strongly worded letter.
We're going to go ahead and let him know what the logic was in that play. I've already made a note.
Listen, when I know that getting that morph ball was 100% logical, he should know that getting the morph ball was 100% logical.
All right. Osse electing not to get the other major that, well, it must have been in the missile slot, the slot below the. Yeah, okay. Perhaps that that major in the bottom of bowling was not obtainable. I think he needs super missiles for it to work. I see. While Radium's confirmed he needed the super missiles to enable to break the super block. Those super missiles right there, in fact, to break the super block in order to get that major. Anfunny now making away his map. Knows that he can clip through the glass, but does not know he can grab Morph Ball and jump back up. Does he go wreck ship, or does he go Torian? Which way is it?
Look at the map. What a weird Torian.
That could easily lead to the top of the lower Norfair the lower Norfair elevator and a simple left door, or even the elevator between Brinstar and Upper Norfair. Both of those are pretty short. It can definitely lead to that map.
Anthony spending too much time trying to farm one extra PV, but gets it. Map Rando, by the way, when you see a power bomb drop, the uniqueness of this, it actually drops 2 instead of 1. And Anthony is going to be in the wrecked ship and doesn't have Varia, is going to retreat.
You can't discount how important power bombs can be, though. It's very, very important to have a high power bomb count without regular bombs. That's a pretty tough D-boost. Using that turtle at the top side of the Crocomire farm is pretty darn difficult. All right, what's this major going to be? Is it going to be that Varia suit so you can get through the tunnel?
Probably.
The lower Norfair entrance? Regular bombs.
What?
This does provide can fly now. I haven't seen anywhere that is useful. But he has now triggered the flag called can fly. Typically, space jump, speed booster, or regular bombs with Morph Ball already acquired all trigger the flag can fly. This will let him get to things such as top right of ship and other locations that typically are hard to reach. In situations like these, though, you got to realize that the logic really wants you to go one direction only. So when you have bombs, when you already had power bombs, you're kind of paying attention to where you can use those bombs.
Show off, Osse.
No, that's the intended hard strat.
Osse showing off. Got it. Confirmed.
He just makes it look easy.
Fair.
All right, Anfunny retracing some of Osse's steps. Osse retracing some Anfunny steps. Kind of looking like Osse's gonna go for it. Oh no, I take that back. Ooh, Anfunny in trouble. Takes the death to the pre-pillars Golden Pirates. Those guys do 200 damage without any suits.
Womp, 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 womp. Might explain why Osse never went for the map. Because of that room.
Very much so. It is definitely a hard room to get through, but it is possible. With 2 tanks, you can at least get to the middle left door. Just kind of unfortunate that he took the death there.
Varia here, maybe?
It's a high jump boots.
High jump.
High jump now puts the top left door of this very same room in logic. Previous room being an upwards elevator door, the platform is definitely high enough that he could just use high jump to jump through. But he doesn't need it. Look at this man go. Underwater wall jumps for days. That map is looking much, much more... that's a bad spot for that map. Let's just say it that way. Anfunny showing off the actual hard version of the strat. Misses the jump, though. You have to break the spin if you want to break your momentum sideways. Gonna bonk this time around. Jumped a smidge too early.
I have an interesting idea. We saw on the map for Osse, there were 2 doors into Torian. I wonder if one of them is like a one-way door.
It could possibly loop, that's for sure.
Because
there is a little bit of trouble here.
Yeah, the door is the green gate door, leaving Croc's area. So it's. I wonder if you have to route Meridian back in. Both racers struggling.
Anfunny takes a death here, but it's actually a blessing in disguise. Remember that this is no objective. All you need to worry about is defeating Mother Brain 1 and 2.
And making sure chat follows the races, which I already posted all the links. Just click the things, chat. Can you imagine if we gave chat objectives?
I'd be down.
Mandatory follow the racers? Nah, I kid. They'd be like, no.
I want them to add the Metroid rooms and the Metroid rooms objective.
Ooh, I like that idea.
Okay, let's see. Osse's farming up a little bit. He's in a little bit of danger with his health so low. Anfunny, I think it's going to try and commit to this map one more time. Bails with his newly found supers. Gonna go back and probably acquire those bombs that he missed in Meridian. Finds a new zone. Gonna take the toilet through Brinstar? Is he gonna stay in Brinstar? He is. Finds his way to wreck ship's shaft. Putting those bombs in logic. Nope's out of that heated room. Doesn't have enough health to quite make it through that one. So we found a use for those bombs. It is to actually get through the bottom of the wreck ship shaft.
I knew exactly what we were doing this entire time.
Rid of more power bombs. I think he wants those supers. He's gonna stay and try and go for them. Dangerous choice. Especially if it didn't drop health. But he makes it through just fine.
Yep. Really tough seeds. Nothing easy about these seeds in the least.
Osse's looking for a save room, no doubt. Trying to find some solace, some safety in all this low health routing that he's doing. Honestly, it's kind of nerve-wracking when you're that low and gets what he wants. Got the ammo and energy refill.
Third best music in Super Metroid, by the way. Red Brinstar music. Let's go.
pair more items for Osse here. Another pack of supers.
And E.
Yes, he's clearly on his way, trying to get as much health and much ammo as he can. Mother Brain 2 is the gatekeep here.
More E. Hooray!
About 6 more items, roughly, ideally, and Osse will be in go mode. And let's make it 7 items.
Well, I hear 8 items.
Pull off some more slick underwater wall jumps.
Osse, with the chair, by the way. If you all look to the right-hand side of your screen, you will see Osse showing off. Please take note of how he did underwater wall jumps with just a chair sprite. Please note how every single one of those wheels hit the wall at just the right time.
Ooh, the charge beam.
Hi, Charge Beam.
Not a bad item to find, considering he only has 5 supers. Osse finally finding safety in that save here in Criteria. At the ship nonetheless.
Yes, Mrs. the CWJ.
Oh, he's actually trying to go for the CWJ. Nicely done.
Beautifully done. Oh, and is rewarded with plasma pirates. The plasma room. Unfortunately, right now, Anfunny has no way of destroying the pirates, so he has to leave.
On a very technical objection here, he has a way. He just doesn't have enough health to do it. One of the strategies is to actually use pseudo screw. And pseudo screws will be able to damage the pirates on the ground. The pirates that are actually climbing on the wall are susceptible to all types of damage. They can be hit with anything.
Yeah, chat. You should have known that.
Yes, the pseudo screws with no tanks, or with no suits rather, I think it does something around 180 damage per. So that is not an option.
Sorry, I saw Tickle's comment in chat, to which we will not bring up on stream.
Man.
Really, Tickles? Really?
Right, so Osse here, clearly in the lead, again with a lot of ammo, a few more tanks, a little bit more information than his counter opponent over here, Anfunny. Anfunny has a little bit of struggles in the beginning of the game. However, neither of them actually know where Mother Brain are, so it's
Both are
really up
lost.
in the air.
Both are very lost right now. Like, Osse is just yeeting as far as he can into some of these areas. Yeah.
Sometimes that's what you gotta do.
Unfortunately.
It's really tough call. Do we stay here? Do we book it for a map? Do we look for just blinding all kinds of random stuff that you've seen these players do a little bit here? It's kind of up in the air because there's only one objective: find and defeat Mother Brain 2.
That's it.
Yeah,
wow.
So the maps have a huge priority here. Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be...
Go ahead, Smithy.
Yeah. There doesn't seem to be any clear path to get to the map. As you see Osse up in Criteria, he's found numerous dead ends trying to find his way to this map, and he can't get there.
Sometimes with the map, it's like that. Look at the Torian map we've seen everywhere else except the one room that neither racers wanted to go through because, like you said, going through those golden pirates doing 200 damage a hit is not what you want to go through to try to tank to get a map. That is a very tough room to get through clean. With just
especially
this ammo.
And no save points nearby either.
No. So I knew I was with a legend in Spiffy Thomas, but my goodness, Spiffy. Zuli won. Spiffy kind of sounds a little like Dan Patrick. A legendary broadcaster. How about that, Spiffy?
I'll take it as a massive compliment.
I like it. Into Aqueduct for Osse.
Ooh, greener with Red Tower. Red Tower's looking a little green around the gills this time for Osse.
Red Tower finally got water. It's not dried out anymore.
Sheesh.
From Green Tower all the way to G4.
To an elevator, nonetheless. Just going straight back down.
Enjoy the loop.
Oh, this will be glorious if it just connects. It does connect to Red Tower at the bottom.
It's actual Green Tower.
That's tragic and hilarious all at the same time. I've never seen that setup.
From Red Tower to Green Tower.
Oh, spring ball. This will allow him to start breaking logic with double spring balls to maybe grab that Criterium map.
That'd be nice. Anfunny gonna get met with Red Tower to Green Tower. Looking for that hero shot. Doesn't get it.
Honestly, these runners are kind of neck and neck. They don't know it because they're both in the same spot.
Yep.
Anfunny now actually has more ammo and killing capacity than Osse does.
Agreed. And this is another thing. Anfunny may be ranked as the 31 seed, but again, he didn't play much in Season 2.
Entirely
He is way better than the 31 seed. So this is a much
he's entirely underrated.
Yeah, like this is much closer a matchup than I think people understand. And I'm not saying
realistically
that because I've been paid $100 to say that about Anfunny.
Realistically, I would put Anfunny. He sees the map. He's laughing. I would realistically put Anfunny around the mid-teens, probably like 15, 16th seed. Because he has a lot of dash randomizer experience, a lot of Varia randomizer experience. He's got a lot of randomizer experience. And you can just tell from his movement. He knows how to schmoove in Super Metroid.
Hashtag schmoove in chat. Spiky room. Hey, Anfunny finally found a save station.
He's safe. It's clear that these guys, considering that the ban for this was a double suit ban from Osse and a Gravity 9+1, a pseudo double suit from Anfunny, that they kind of prefer looking for objectives and a little bit more, or I'm sorry, a little less movement based. But from what we can see, they move pretty well.
Ice beam. There's our
very convenient.
Item.
Yes, a very crucial Zeb skip item.
Oh, hi Wasteland.
With this ice beam
blocking the map. Please tell me Wasteland's blocking the map.
I think it is. Osse is shaking his head. Probably in disbelief that yet another map is inaccessible at first.
And now finds West Cathedral.
Makes short work with it. Finds a Metroid Room 3.
3.
Good for farming.
Anfunny now into Parlor. Missiles for Osse. Dead end.
Angry Missile Pack. For those who are just recently joined us, this is a Super Metroid map randomizer tournament between 2nd seed Osse and 31st seed, very underrated, Anfunny, and the second of a best of 3.
I like the way how you just turned that in there. Maybe I am commentating with Dan Patrick and I don't know it. If that's the case, Mr. Patrick, can I please get entry into your Full Sail School of Broadcasting, your Dan Patrick program, please?
Oh, I didn't know he had a plan or a program at Full Sail.
Full Sail University, the Dan Patrick School of Broadcasting.
Uh-oh, Anfunny in trouble. Anfunny in trouble. He laid the powerbomb before he paused. Can he get out? I don't think he can. No, he cannot. Those unfamiliar with the Super Metroid system, there is a slight mechanic that is tragic for every speedrunner and every randomizer player who's ever tried to tackle this game. If you lay a powerbomb, you no longer have the ability to hit the pause menu. It actually takes away your ability to hit the pause menu. If he had hit the pause menu before laying the powerbomb, he could have actually manually filled up his health and probably could have survived that track.
I don't think he could have, but we'll see. Both racers in the same room, high-fiving each other.
One with more ammo, the other with more health. Actually, their health is the same. One with charge beam, though, and the other with ice.
Oh, 3 Musketeers.
This is a close race, y'all. It's anybody's race.
That's the fun with no objectives.
First
mode was Metroids, which Osse won. This is Osse's mode pick of no objectives. Here we go. Osse, Wasteland. He's gonna try it.
Osse's much more familiar with the strategies here. Knows what he can and cannot do. Will he take the D-boost? No, he won't. He doesn't need to, specifically because he has power bomb. Or not power bombs, I'm sorry.
Okay,
Screw
there's
attack.
the extra E-Tank.
Finds the E-Tank to get bailed out. That would have been massive for Anfunny.
And screw attack. And the screw attack, which Anfunny just found, so this is probably logical.
It's a tough call. With this much health, it could definitely be logical. But I'm going to say no. In hard logic, it doesn't necessarily want you to go through a super long heated room without... Well, with screw attack, I suppose that could be logical. It would give you sufficient protection against those Deskikas. Ooh, finds Phantoon. Will he commit to it? He's gonna commit to it.
The attic instead of the basement.
High places better than low places. He's doing it. There's no way he's not. He's committed too far for this. He doesn't want to. He doesn't want his wasteland to be in vain.
Yeah.
Gonna get the slow second pattern for Osse. Kind of dropped the Doppler there, but a solid 3-round could still make this a fairly quick fight. But not if he gets that slow pattern. Phantoon showing no love for Osse over here. classic Fantoon scam. Yep. Let's see if this map was worth it, though. Is Osse's gamble of going through Wasteland, of going through the attic to kill Fantoon and retrieve this map, is it worth it? Now, when you go for plays such as this, you gotta keep in consideration just how much of Brinstar you've actually explored already. If you already explored so much of Brinstar, the map has little to no value. And as you can see here, there's really nothing left for him here. He's already blinded most of it. You'll see him reset here momentarily.
There is nothing. This is a... Where is our progression?
It's in another castle. Also, he's swiftly making his way back to Criteria. Gonna use that newly acquired spring ball more than likely to go ahead and get that Criteria map. Going to find some more supers.
Yep.
Remember, Osse still hasn't found Charge Beam, while Anfunny has.
Osse just missing the D-boost because of one of the frozen yellow enemies there.
They are called the Puyos.
Puyos! As opposed to the Poyos.
Puyos. Whatever.
Poyos, little worm things.
I think this is more of a kind of pick your own flavor moment there.
Tomato. In this game, they decided to put both of them in there.
Now he sees the double Kateri entrance. He sees the double Torian entrance.
Here we go. Beautifully done on those tight wall jumps. Anthony's not going to be happy when he sees this map, and he chooses not to go left, but has that screw attack to be able to get that map. Anthony, remembering he doesn't have speed booster. Anthony cycling twice too fast. This has been a brutal no objective seed.
This is so far, yeah. They've been locked out of their map for so long during this seed. Typically, these run about 30 to 40 minutes. But with how much these maps are being blocked, and look at Anfunny's face, there it is. Realization sets in as he knows that Fantoon is just on the other side of the attic.
Stir Fantoon.
My no objective C was done at this point. Yes, you, Lofter, and Nito went head-to-head in their best of 3, 2 out of 3 races. And their objectives was a doozy. They actually had skipped, I think, 4 regions in that race.
They didn't need no stinking regions.
They didn't. Not at all.
So basically what Loptier is saying is he's way better than these racers.
Not necessarily true.
No, that's exactly what he's saying. He's way better than these racers because he finished the seed early.
Surely he doesn't mean to say that he's better than Osse.
I don't know.
Those are some fighting words, sir.
I'm only kidding.
Torian map acquired. That charge beam up there, does he go for it? Probably not, but he probably won't go for Green Hill Zone Major either.
Do it.
We'll have to wait and see. That charge beam at this point, useful for sure, but not necessary in the slightest. He's already got most of the ammo he needs. But if he's heading that way already, he might as well grab it. Alright, he's gonna go for the underwater green gate glitch. Now, it looks and sounds daunting, but in actuality, it's about the same timing as a normal green gate glitch.
Super green gate glitch.
He's not letting that crab climb, baby. Get back down there where you belong. Alright, never mind. He just decides to end its pain. So Tharkus in the chat asks, without charge in map Rando, it's 30 for Mother Brain 2. It is 30 super missiles in Mother Brain 2. In the vanilla game, it only does 300 damage. So in map Rando, it does double damage to Mother Brain. That is a change that the developers decided to implement to make it a little bit easier for ammo runs to be viable. So yes, it is 30 super missiles for Mother Brain 2, as they changed it to do double damage.
Yep. Speaking of Mother Brain, we'd really like to find where Mother Brain's hiding. We'd like to know where a lot of the areas we haven't seen yet are hiding.
Yes. Osse still hasn't quite achieved Criterion map. Gonna find that charging though, making ammo search now unnecessary.
Let's see.
Anfunny keeps the map, keeps the Fantoon kill, and gets that energy tank on the way out. Interestingly enough, Osse knows he skipped his charge speed. He might be thinking he's falling quite a bit up behind again.
Fantoon down for both of these racers. I think Craig's down for both of them too, no?
I think so. I think you're right.
Oh, was that last seed?
I think that was last seed now that you mention it. I don't think we found any bosses here. Except Fantoon. I'm surprised that Anfunny didn't reset. The thing about that is that it really depends on when Anfunny last saved. And if he remembered he saved. With the save being so quick nowadays in map Rando, it really just depends. Like, did I save? I think I just saved. I really don't know. That goes in our mind a lot. So sometimes it's just better to tough it out than to take a risky reload if you saved or not.
Anfunny would really like to have Samus teleport out of Brinstar. It's so brutal.
Osse just barely misses the double spring ball jump. He knows he's going to be a little short. He's going to have to do it from the right-hand ledge instead.
Do it.
Oh, he's not going to do the crab climb. There's no way.
Crab climb.
No, he's not. There's no way.
It's Osse. Oh my goodness, is he actually doing? He gets the down grab!
Doesn't even need the spring ball jump.
Unreal. I didn't even realize that was a thing, but well done, Mr. Osse.
Gonna have to do some more spring ball jumps. You can see it in his face. He's not happy about that one, folks.
Well, if you had found Gravity Suit, you wouldn't have these issues. I don't know.
Surprisingly, he doesn't quite... He's fully committing for this map now. He's been top left of Everest. He's been the top middle of Everest. He's been top right of Ship, which is on the west side of Everest. This seems to be the only location that goes to map. Greeted with some missiles along the way.
2020, not enough to defeat Mother. Well, technically, you have enough to beat Mother Brain because Charge Ice, but it's a very long fight.
It's slow.
But
very slow indeed.
Osse's doesn't have the energy required to fight Mother Brain yet.
That's true.
Osse finding almost every water room in the game.
And no gravity suit in sight. Oh, that's a new strat. That's one I haven't seen before. Noted. I'm going to write that one down in my notebook. All right, Kateria map. What's it show? Major on the top left. I think he's acquired that. Gave up on it. Something on the top right. We have no idea. And no Mother Brain to be found.
Where is the wrecked ship? Let's see. So we've seen Criteria, we've seen Brinstar. We haven't seen Norfair. We haven't seen the wrecked ship.
Yeah. This is tough.
Chat, where are you hiding wrecked ship and Norfair?
Ooh. Now you can see for yourself just how slow these no objective seeds can be. Just because it's no objective doesn't mean it's fast. Typically it's fast, but not always. I just can't help but think that.
My apologies. We have seen the wreck ship, but it was a heated run. They didn't have the energy to be able to do it.
True enough.
Lorendrell stealing my line. It's over there. It's in that direction.
Yeah, we've seen Torian. Torian was the spawn area.
Yep.
Well, close to the spawn area.
And so this is something I want to point out, Spiffy, that we know Mother Brain now is nowhere near Criteria. We've seen Brinstar, we've seen Meridia, and we've seen Torian. Wreck Ship we've seen one room of, and we haven't seen Norfair. This is going to be a long escape timer, regardless of where we find Mother Brain.
That's
just
true,
by
definitely.
how the map is laid out.
I can't imagine a way there'd be a shortcut. So yes, I have to agree. A very long escape indeed. Probably closer to 2 minutes from 45. Really depending on how many rooms away from the connector Mother Brain is in. Probably Norfair.
Norfair.
Well, if you think about it, the chance of it Mother Brain being in Norfair is just significantly higher than being in Wreck Ship. Just based on how many tiles are in both areas. So that is the first time that Osse has checked the top left of ship. Greeted with wave beam and another missile pack. Not terrible now that he has not so terrible now that he has charge. I don't think he would have kept it beforehand. Scanning the map. This is shaping up to be one of those seeds that requires you to get tanks before going through heat to find Vari. These kinds of seeds are usually let's just say grading on the mine for more experienced runners who are definitely more confident in low energy situations. But if the energy is required to get Varia, that means all of those energy tanks, all of those reserve tanks that they skipped beforehand, now come in clutch for those who might have grabbed them just for convenience. Anfunny finds that missile pack. Osse making his way slowly but surely through all these water rooms. Is there ever a world where doing a low ice MB fight in the map right now is a good play? Absolutely. It's just highly unlikely. Imagine you find Varia, Ice, Charge, and 3 tanks, and you're in the same zone as Mother Brain, right? With some ammo to break the glass, right? And then everything else you need is just on the other side of the world. Or want. Double tanks? Nope. Singular tank. Osse getting in that comfort zone. Just needs about 1 singular missile pack and 1 E-tank to cleanly finish up this no objective race. Ideally, another super pack or 2 would be best, but charge ice will be enough for now. Time to reserve.
Racers,
most of these
anytime
maps-
anytime you want to finish the seed sometime before all of us group roots at our chairs would be fantastically appreciated. Sincerely, commentary. Please send help.
I'm kidding. This is just a long trek back to the wreck ship, which is the only place to progress quickly.
Yeah, most definitely is. They just they don't want to commit for it yet with all that heat. But with the mini tanks that they have now, it seems highly likely. In fact, very likely, because there's essentially, like you said, no other place to go.
Which racer's gonna make it there first?
Right now, they're both in Grinstar. Osse knows he needs to go there. Anfunny doesn't quite know, though. He's still missing that. I believe he's missing that Torian map, and he's missing Criteria map. Here he goes. Anfunny's making his way to his Torian map now. Osse has already obtained this one and the Criteria map. Finds his way into his biggest, pinkest once again, making his way towards wreck ship. Nice high jump, cross room jump from Osse. Does the turnaround at the end just like he needed it to be. Anfunny making his way across Gauntlet, the back of Gauntlet, I should say. Osse making it across lower Norfair elevator room. Anfunny, look at the look on his face, but he realizes there's nothing there.
We did it, chat. We've made it into the wreck ship.
Wreck ship entrance conquered.
We've done it.
You're to a Terminator. Yeah.
NN asks, WX comms a spiffy multi-world win when they can complete it in under 3 hours and I won't fall asleep at my chair?
Sounds like that's gonna be a
Spiffy.
while.
I'm kidding.
Oh no, that's highly expected now. We've been our average is about 4 hours and 4.5 hours, so completely fair.
Do it. Don't know how we do it. I'll do it.
Okay.
Key
We
Hunter
finally get to
Steers-
see.
Yeah, Key Hunter Steers is
Oh,
really tough.
that's scary. A little less scary with Screw Attack, but still scary nonetheless. Again,
Yep.
both these runners are still suitless. Those Red Key Hunters will do 200 damage. Pretty free map for a wreck ship.
Is anything here? Well, we gotta get everything in
Well,
Norfair.
the Norfair entrance, right?
Nothing!
Absolutely nothing. But he had Norfair.
Plasma! Ooh. That's an
He's gonna
interesting
keep it.
item if Anthony can make up time.
Yes, he no longer has any real need to look for ammo of any kind.
No, he
Tanks
just
are still
needs-
going to be useful, but
Yeah. Plasma, plasma, plasma.
all right. By process of elimination, Norfair has to be here in Norfair. Osse taking a very commanding lead. Finds information on Gravity Suit, but does no longer really need it. Rita with a heat room, but it's conveniently the Crocomire heated farm room. Or as some people like to call this room, the cow pasture. Why cow pasture, you might add? Because it's a farm room that has a gate on it. Dugor asks, might need gravity suit to beat the escape timer. As Seliker, co-developer of the Map Rando series, one of Osse's team members for development team, Seliker, is in the chat. Welcome, Seliker. Give him a nice little round of applause. As he has mentioned that beating Mother Brain 2 lets the runner acquire all the movement items in the game, including gravity suit. So anything that you're missing, gravity, Varia, spring wall, speed boosters, high jump, space jump.
Speaking of gravity,
gives it all to you.
Osse finally found gravity.
He did find gravity. Kind of surprised he went for it at this point. We've already seen Everest. We've already seen Aqueduct. We've already seen Fish Tank. We've already seen Main Street, I believe.
Anfunny, the best case scenario for him is to go right up the thing into Norfair and just go. He's gonna skip it. Makes sense. I get it.
It does. From a logical standpoint, that map shows right there. You want to go straight towards the map. Because he doesn't know it's Norfair.
Nope. Oh, hello, West Ocean. Osse is not happy with how this scene is turning out. He's like, can we please end this scene
Spazer
already?
Beam. All right, there you go, you Spazer Beam fans. Osse will not let Spazer Beam be reset or go to waste.
Yeah, Spazer fans.
He's a developer for the people. Osse's with this different tile. That's the Magladite tunnel, not the pre-pillars, even though it looks like pillars.
Anfunny reverts.
Oh, interesting. That's no health to quite get on through, I suppose.
The Hunter Stairs is a big energy loss for the racers.
Definitely so. Osse finds map, and therefore finds Mother Brain information. It was close to where he was. Holy majors on the left-hand side. That's gonna be Varia. Well, 4 majors in Norfair. 1 on the top right, potentially 3, maybe even 4 on the left. None of which Osse actually needs to beat this game. He's gonna want to find that Varia suit, perhaps to find that comfort though, because he's gonna have to traverse a heated room, unless this is a nice E-tank. Alright, it's an E-tank. He might just go ahead and weather that heated storm that is the double chamber right before Mother Brain.
Quick save for Osse.
Now, Osse doesn't have ice on. Is it that he doesn't have it or he turned it off? I remember him having it for the longest time, so I doubt he reverted it. Osse, as we spoke on this before, Osse likes to turn out Ice Beam, especially if he gets it early.
Makes sense.
Yeah. RJ the Destroyer said he turned it off for farming. It is very, very nice to do so. Turn off ice early, especially if you don't really need it. Most of the time, it just gets in the way. He's gonna go ahead and take this time to top off here, just to be safe about it.
Dun, 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 dun.
Right. Now, Osse has about 117 health leeway here. Remember, no Varia suit. Uh-oh.
Varia suit, Varia suit.
Gotta be careful about taking too much damage here. He's got 67 health leeway now.
All right, chat. How long do you think the escape timer is gonna be?
Long.
I'm going.
I'm gonna
3
go
minutes, 15 seconds.
Ooh, that's spicy. I was gonna say 3 minutes flat, but I think you're a little bit more on the money.
I think this is easy. I think this is definitely over a 3-minute timer.
I'm gonna have to go 235 because and only because we're not really going through Rex ship.
Fair.
Osse makes it through clear. He is now on to the escape. Anfunny finds value in that gravity suit. Honestly, at this point, I'm shocked that they're still going for gravity suit. I don't think it'd be worth it.
Can somebody get the chair a thing at WD-40, please? It's having trouble. There we go. Chair's back and set up. All right, here we go. What?
Wow. 145. Not even close.
Are you kidding?
We baited the entire chat. Nobody got it right.
Nobody even had under 2 minutes.
It's true. It makes a lot of sense now if you think about it. The exit to Rex ship is actually pretty close. Rex ship to, I believe, is Meridia. It's actually very close. And then Meridia to Torian, it's pretty close. And then from there on, it's Criteria and then towards the ship.
Ugh, what a series this has been.
Anfunny baited.
Close on both seeds. But it is going to be Osse who is poised to take this in a 2-0. And it's not like Anfunny played bad. Anfunny played, presumably. But Anfunny has played this really, really well. Has gone toe-to-toe with the number 2 seed. There's Mother Brain, and just blindly goes right into the back end of Mother Brain.
Yeah, Anfunny is actually kind of keeping his eye on the finish time. He's expecting the Osse to finish really soon.
Yep.
So he's definitely under pressure.
A very impressive performance from both runners. Osse making his way back to the ship. Needs to get to the top here of Rex ship main shaft.
Where are you going, Anfunny? You know where Mother Brain is.
Yeah. He doesn't have map, though. He doesn't know how to get to the other side of Mother Brain.
Well, you should be able to deduce how to get there.
ECB, thank you. We're happy to do it. Spiffy, thank you for joining me on commentary. Always a pleasure.
And always a pleasure learning how to commentate from the best.
Thank you. But there it is. GG's to Osse.
GG's to Osse.
And beats Anfunny 2-0. This is going to be a fun post-game interview.
Yeah, it's a respectable 57 minutes and 27-second finish for Osse, considering the location of where Mother Brain actually was, considering the lack of major items to actually get past that heat. That was definitely an uncomfortable run.
Yeah, considering how absolutely brutal that Brinstar map was, the back and forth, and then the criteria back and forth. Spiffy, there was just a lot of confusion in this second map. And sometimes that's how no objective seeds go earlier. Again, you mentioned it before. We saw Nito versus Loptier. That was a sub 30-minute seed. We happened to just find everything. They only found 4 or 5 majors at that point, and they were good to go. This one, unfortunately, it was the last zone that ended up having it, but we're joined by the racers. It's Anfunny and Osse. GG's to you both.
GG Anfunny. Good race.
GG's Osse.
Did you see me jump there on Mother Brain? I was not ready for the second.
The catch-up?
The last catch-up.
Yeah. I thought I noticed that too, but I wouldn't for sure. I wasn't for sure there. Well, yeah, sometimes she just gets out another one and you just never expect it.
Yeah,
all right, so
like she's done and
then looks like you need some more ketchup on those fries.
Yeah, both
some people would call that good customer service.
I like it.
All right, so Osse, winning 2-0. How are you feeling right now? What do you think of these seeds you've been playing?
They were both very scary. Like the first one, I felt like I could have finished it 20 minutes faster if I explored Brinstar. And then the second seed, I actually forgot about Wreck Ship. So it felt kind of bad doing that really late. And then it led to another region that had the suits. I assume it
Definitely.
has area. I didn't check reviews.
I would assume so too. Let's see, Norfair. Varia, yep. Varia was also in Norfair.
So yeah, both of them could have gone either way. Like it took me long enough to finish that. Just a change in route could have made the difference.
Yeah, honestly, that wreck ship completely forgettable. Right there in the connector of Post Croc Farm, top left is going to be leading you to Criteria, and then also Ventorian is close to that too. But then, like, just a little wreck ship at the top right hand of the map, you barely see it, and it ended up being lower North elevator on the bottom side. So the immediate turnaround since you found it so early without any tanks really, without any health to get through that heat. So definitely easily forgettable in my opinion. Now, Anfunny, what are your thoughts on that second seed, huh? Because you guys were kind of neck and neck there for a while. It really kind of started to diverge. Well, once in the very beginning, we'll get to that. But then again, you tried to go for that Torian map and took the death against the Golden Pirate in the pre-pillar room. What are your thoughts on that seed?
Yeah, I mean the map rooms were, hidden really well in those early sections. I mean, even just that first map was a little annoying to get to. But yeah, it's like I probably could have survived and tried again, and that probably would have paid off. But man, like when I went down to see what that one major was, that ended up being ice. That was, I thought I was in the other hallway, and so I was like, oh no, I need ice to get out of here. I just like lost like 10-15 minutes, and then I found ice. I was like, oh yes, and then I realized it's the other hallway, and I hadn't gone through that way in a while. I eventually figured out how to get across, but yeah, that was one of like the most polarizing moments of that run for me. And then yeah, like once I realized where I was supposed to go, I'd like collected every other major, ended up in Brinstar right when Osse was finishing, and he had like the gravity suit in there and everything, and it would have been nice to have for all that other stuff I did.
Definitely.
So another thing about this second seed is that it felt like a lot of the majors I was running into just felt like they weren't in the right places.
Exactly.
Like, just randomly spread out majors, so I couldn't follow the logic at all. It started breaking logic, like, clearly from my point of view, but once I did random majors, couldn't figure out what it was trying to make us do.
Lo and behold, eventually it was actually just get E-tanks and do the hell run in wreck ship. That was logic.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of steps that were like, here's a major, but actually you need the minors.
Exactly. Tanks being the most important one. You guys, you found charge speed early and funny, but Osse didn't actually find that one until after you got the Torian map. Now, I thought for sure that you were going to be skipping a lot of these ammos in Super now that you had charge beam and eventually found ice, but like you just kept kind of going for it. What was your thought process on that?
I mean, I feel like for the most part, I wasn't like purposefully finding a lot of those ammos majors, but until I find something like plasma or spacer or wave to help kind of balance out just the ice, I feel like it's beneficial to still try to pick up some of those majors if they're only real close by, because you like in those seeds, like you're hoping that you don't have to really pick up anything else afterwards. So I was just kind of hoping to find the things I needed so I could get out of there, and yeah, it ended up being like the last area again for both of these seeds.
That's perfectly fair. You make a good point, grabbing that. Just keep the charge beam in the back of your mind while it kind of helps supplement your lack of ammo, but you still want the ammo because it is faster, especially
exactly.
I like to add on to that where like ammo's good for like supplementing the weak beam, but at the end there with Mother Brain, it had the heated room right in front of it, and I had like, barely enough health. Like I did have the option of just breaking out a crystal flash, Mother Brain, That's kind of the backup plan.
Yeah, true. And I was wondering how you were going to approach that because at that point you had was that 6 tanks exactly, but then it was ended up being double chamber. I was like, is he going to look for another tank? And right on the way, you found another tank. So
Yeah, exactly. And then remember the Kago. I often don't use that Kago because if you try to use it at front spot, it's not usually useful. But in this situation, going from the right side to the left side gives some health back.
yeah, it was just enough to just kind of like top you off before you had to go past. But yes, usually that Kago is a tragic farm spot without a suit. Now, Anfunny, on that second seed, I have to ask, did you just forget that getting that Morphball is in logic? In the very beginning, you go down from the room with the 2 crabs in it, and you end up in the crab maze exit room, the one way that goes from top to left.
Right.
And
Yeah,
you
just grabbing
actually
and get back out. Yeah.
get back
Yeah, I
out
thought
up
about
top.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought about that afterwards, but at that point, I was like, well, if I end up going and collecting these items and it ends up not being worth it and I have to reset anyway, then, you know, but yeah, I totally should have grabbed that morph because, yeah, it ended up blocking the map and I would have been able to get out and everything. So, yeah, that's definitely just a misstep. And, I hadn't played a lot of season 2 and like any of season 3, so I've just been like a little rusty trying to get back into it now that the tournament's going. So that's just like one of those little things that I'll pick back up in the next couple of weeks when I'm facing my other people and I'll feel more prepared at that point. I had a lot of stuff going on recently, so, like with Metroid and other things. So
Yeah.
there's only so much you can practice before you end up burning yourself out or something. So I'm just kind
Exactly.
of easing my way into it.
There's only so much practice you can get in before going against number 2 seed Osse himself.
Yeah.
That should surely to put in a lot of pressure too. And you confirmed my earlier suspicion. I mentioned it while you guys were racing. It's like Anfunny has a lot of randomizer experience. He's played map random for a while, but he's also been in the Dash tournament, done Varia randomizer. Is that correct in saying that? And like map random isn't the only thing you do.
Yeah. Like I won the SMRAT championship last season.
Oh, nice.
I did the multicat tournament as well, so I was getting into some vanilla for a while. So I kind of was not playing the randos as much, but yeah, I'm mainly a rando player at the end of the day. That's how I started, and just kind of supplement my Metroid playing by doing some vanilla or just kind of I like branching out. It's not fun just to try to do one thing.
I completely agree. Now, Osse, on the other hand, when you found that morph super early, Osse kind of went down the rabbit hole of finding power bombs, and he even broke logic in the glass tube section to get the map.
Oh yeah, that was something to say.
Yeah.
I knew you could do it, but yeah, it's actually it's one thing to know it can be done. It's another thing to actually see somebody do it.
Yeah, it's fun. It's not really risky to go for. And I was already thinking about resetting at that point because I was pretty sure the morph was right next to spawn. I'd have to collect everything.
Fair. Now, I noticed that you both had a lot of struggles in the second seed just getting to maps. Torian blocked by, I think it was Back of Gauntlet and the Pre-Pillar Spark Room. Criteria blocked by anything that lets you get past that giant Everest room, right? I saw you guys are going for a lot of blind checks. Now, what's going through your mind knowing that those maps are blocked? Because I saw a lot of head shaking from Osse and Anfunny both. Like checking top right of ship, it was just a missile pack. Checking bottom left of ship, it was just a power bomb pack.
Yeah, well, with that top right of ship, I thought maybe it was connecting to the map. And that kind of confirmed it for me that, I do have to go top right, which we did have ice and spring ball, so it's definitely doable, but that one double spring ball jump I haven't done in a while, so it wasn't something I was going to be super comfortable and trying to get out in any timely manner. So yeah, at that point I was just like maybe just see if there's something useful kind of close by, and if not, I'll just get on out and try somewhere else now that I've gotten some more energy and and like enough for a CF and everything. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Now, Osse actually ended up eventually getting that map. Tell him how you did it, Osse.
Well, I started by double springball jumping from the wrong place. That was great. I hit it on the little ledge. You gotta do it on the right wall. But then I used the crab the second time, and crab made it a lot easier. You don't.
It didn't
actually
even
have to
need the
double
spring ball.
jump.
You bring the crab around, put him in a good spot. That makes sense. I'm sure I've done that before, but it's been a while.
Osse made it look effortless.
So yeah, early on, you get high jump. I was pretty sure you could get to the Torian map, but I didn't want to lose my high jump and just walk it back. That's why I skipped that map and went looking for other areas. Then you get to criteria, or I guess Prince Stars first. Anyway, you get to places, you try and get to the map, it doesn't work out. You come back later for the map, it's extremely slow, and that happened multiple times. But it was a mix of looking for what I can find, looking for saves before I can sack for map, and making plays on the slow maps.
All right, so let's go shift our brains back to game 1, if you guys still remember that. After that 57-minute no objectives seed. That's pretty long for no objectives. But going back to seed number 1, I had a lot of questions because, Osse, you were doing a lot of resets in seed 1. Any particular thoughts going through your mind? I see you get a lot of majors and then you reset. At one point we saw you get gravity and just double reset right out of there.
Yeah, I hope our tracker enjoyed all the resets.
Way to go, NN.
And then keeping him on his toes.
So it all started in Brinstar, where I found Mother Brain and couldn't get to the map. And so the option is either blind check Brinstar for the Metroid or go to one of the other 3 regions. And so I was going to reset back to walk to Criteria. That was so far.
Very.
I got halfway, took a save right in the middle between Torian and Criteria, and so I just had the whole network set up. I could teleport anywhere I wanted in the world. Went down to Torian,
that was a
continued direct ship, nothing there, just go back up to Criteria. Then unfortunately I took a save of the ship and lost my Brinstar save.
unfortunate.
I don't know if that's bad or not because I got speed on the way back down.
I have to ask, when you grabbed that Meridia map, you made sure to grab all the other majors, except the one major that actually would have let you beat the first seed in like 30 minutes flat. Any reason you didn't go for that major, or did you just not see it? Speed Booster was the major, by the way.
I just didn't think majors were really important at that point. Like, if you're not speed locked, then we had enough to finish the game right there. And it was just the one Metroid room. You could otherwise do pretty much all the rooms. So it felt a bit much to go for every major. So I felt like I was picking up too many majors.
Gotcha.
And then missed the one I needed.
Yeah, the one you missed, the one you skipped was Speed Booster, which would have then let you go to Brinstar, get that map where you would have seen the last Metroid room and Mother Brain. Because that was kind of a tragic misstep that we didn't know was a misstep. Of course, you'll never know in the process of. But yeah,
I think it's possible to blind check the Metroid room too, and so that's why
absolutely
I was worried for a lot of the end of that scene.
Absolutely. Now, Anfunny, on seed 1, we actually saw you go. You grabbed the Meridia map, right? Proceeded to go on the Brinstar, and it went immediately to the right, which is actually away from the Brinstar map. Now, this is also after you collected every major in Meridia, including Speed Booster. Hey, what was your thought process for going right there into Torian, opposed to maybe trying going for Brinstar map?
I mean, just this is like the size of Brinstar, and also I'm like playing against Osse, so I kind of have to make some risks there because sometimes I'm like, this is kind of the obvious play, but if so he's probably gonna do it, and if he does it and it turns out to be a waste of time, then that kind of puts me ahead. So I think that's I kind of try to make those kind of little decisions when there's such a difference in ability between me and my opponents.
No, that's a completely fair statement. And I definitely respect you for taking that kind of risk, especially when you're going against somebody that's number 2 in the whole tournament, runner up for the previous tournament as well. So, and main logic developer of Map Rando itself. So, mad respect for that. From my point of view, though, you were playing really well as you both were moving quick, fast, clean, making decisions pretty quickly. Both seeds could have went either way. Completely honest. So, good job.
Thank you.
All right, racers. Again, GG's, congratulations. Anthony, Osse, I'm giving you both the floor. Then I'll send it over to Spiffy, and I'll close us on out of here.
Yeah, I just want to thank you guys for commentating, and for tracking, Eddie, Osse, and Nevdi for putting on this tournament. It's been a lot of fun so far, and GG's to Osse for the good race.
Yep, same. GG to Anthony for putting on some good races with me. And thanks, as always, to NN, WX Fan, Spiffy Thomas, all the crew, taking care of the SpeedGaming restreams that we have. Thanks you all for doing that for us. And yeah.
Always a pleasure to help commentate, and of course with my co-commentator WX Fan, the man, the myth, the legend himself. And thank you, of course, to NN for really stepping it up with all these comms, all this work on the crew, and all the tracking he's been doing lately. You guys are amazing.
For sure. Thank you all to everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, let me go over still here that haven't fallen asleep yet. I'm kidding. The final race of the day is going to be Mo versus his Beardness. That is going to be midnight tonight over on the main SpeedGaming channel. And it'll be a back-to-back. So Nis already won game number 1. Midnight's going to be game number 2. Should we need it, game 3 is going to be played right after that. That's on the main SpeedGaming channel for Anfunny, for Osse, for Spiffy Thomas, and, of course, the fantastic NN. I'm WX Fan 21 saying we'll see you next mission.